Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. श्री चैतन्य मंगल की जय। श्रील वृंदावन दास श्रील लोचन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you to today's Sri Chaitanya Mangal reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Mangal. This is Adi Khanda or Adi Lila. Adi Khanda. And yesterday we completed Balya Lila. And today we are going to start Pauganda Lila. Balya Lila is from up to age 5, from appearance up to age 5. And from age 6 to 10 is called Pauganda Lila. So we are going to begin Pauganda Lila. And what we read yesterday was that Vishwarup accepted sannyas, and what was the condition of Sachi Mata and Jagannath Miçra after Vishwarup's acceptance of sannyas. How Sachi Mata was devastated, thinking of all the hardships that Vishwarup would have to undergo as a sannyasi, not being able to eat whatever he liked. Where would he go and beg and ask for food? And how would he tolerate walking for long distances? His body is so gentle and so tender, like this. Then Jagannath Miçra consoled Sachi Mata, saying that your son is very exalted. He has delivered 10 million of his family members by accepting sannyas. You should not lament. Rather, you should give him your blessings that he may remain strong on his spiritual path and achieve success. So when Sachi Mata heard this, they both of them experienced both grief and joy. And at that time, Nimai, who was still a small child, was in the lap of Sachi Mata, and he asked, where did Vishwarup go? And then he said, I will stay with you and I will protect you. Like this. So hearing this, Sachi Mata and Jagannath Miçra, they forgot about all their sufferings, like this. So now we are starting with Pauganda Lila, ages 6 to 10, and this is song 14. On another day, Jagannath Miçra saw Lord Viçvambhara and thought about him in his heart. So now Jagannath Miçra, seeing Viçvambhara, is thinking within his heart. What did he think? On an auspicious day, during an auspicious tithi, when an auspicious star was prominent, at an auspicious moment, Jagannath Miçra first placed a writing chalk in his son's hand. That was a wonderful moment. So now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Gauranga Mahaprabhu completed his 5 years. So he entered his 6th year. That's why this is Pauganda Lila. So at this time, when Jagannatha Miçra saw Gauranga, Lord Gauranga, it occurred to his mind. He started thinking. What was he thinking? Probably he was thinking that now he should start the education of Nimai, because Jagannath Miçra is a Brahmana. So Brahmanas need to study. So on an auspicious day, and for that he selected an auspicious day, an auspicious tithi. That means a special day, an auspicious tithi, time when an auspicious star was prominent, and at an auspicious lagna moment, Jagannath Miçra placed a writing chalk in Nimai's hand. And that was a wonderful moment. Day by day, Lord Gaura, who is the guru of all the words, that means all words came from him only. Where do you find all words? Where are all words coming from? All words are coming from the Vedas. Whatever knowledge there is in the entire creation, that knowledge is coming from the Vedas. That means all words are there in the Vedas. And where are the Vedas coming from? The Vedas are the eternal potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So the Vedas come into this material world when Lord Mahavishnu glances on the material energy. When he opens his eyes and glances on Prakriti, all the conditioned souls who are sleeping in the body of Mahavishnu enter into Prakriti, and also through his glance, time, Kala Shakti enters into Prakriti. Because of this time, Prakriti is agitated, and then creation begins, beginning with the 23 material elements, and those material elements form the building blocks for this entire creation. But at that time, when he glances, not only is time entering into Prakriti, but in addition to time, Vedas also enter. Because so there is primary creation and secondary creation. In the primary creation, all these material ingredients are formed, and then these material ingredients are once again, the Lord sends another energy at a certain time so that these ingredients can come together and form into universal shells. Then the Lord enters each of the universal shell, fills half of it with his perspiration, and then he lays down as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So then again, these 23 elements which are inside each universe also, and along with these 23 elements, all these living entities, conditioned souls, are also there in each and every universe. So the living entities that were impregnated into Prakriti are distributed to different universes. So each universe gets one set of living entities, and there is these 23 elements inside the universal shell. The shell is also made of 23 elements, and inside also there is a mass of these 23 elements, just like an egg. Egg has a hard shell, and inside there is the egg yolk, like that. So all this is still primary creation. Primary creation is affected by the Lord himself, Mahavishnu. From his glance, everything is happening. Universes are formed. Then these 23 elements are kept inside the stomach, the belly of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu for 1000 years. And during those 1000 years, those 23, he enters into that also as Paramatma, Antaryami. Because of his entering, and all those living entities are also there, now those 23 elements are developing into a body. What is that body? That body is called Virata Purusha. The body of Virata Purusha is made of these material elements, 23 material elements. But inside Paramatma is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Then after 1000 years, the Virata Purusha comes out through the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu in the form of a lotus stem. And on top is a lotus flower. In the lotus flower is Lord Brahma. So Virata Purusha, Lord Brahma, all come out simultaneously from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Up to here, this is called primary creation. Now Brahmaji has all these conditioned souls with him, and Virata Purusha is there. Virata Purusha also has a gross body and subtle body. Gross body is made of gross elements like earth, water, fire, air, ether. And subtle body of Virata Purusha is made of the subtle elements, mind, intelligence, senses, like that. Chitta, false ego. So Brahmaji takes the ingredients from Virata Purusha, gross and subtle ingredients, and he gives them to each living entity according to that living entity's karma. And then again, according to the karma of each living entity, he gives that living entity a particular position, parents, home, family, planet, like that, and for how long he's going to live. This is the work of Brahmaji. So Brahmaji's creation is called secondary creation. Before Brahmaji's creation is primary creation. And Brahmaji, and that primary creation is affected by Mahavishnu. Secondary creation is affected by Brahmaji. So why I am saying all this is, for Brahmaji to create, for him to do his secondary creation, doesn't he need knowledge how to create, what to do? Because Brahmaji is also a conditioned soul. However, he is empowered. He is empowered by the Supreme Lord with the creative potency. He is, among all living entities, is most advanced in the material world. But still, Brahmaji is also, it's not like he has all knowledge automatically how to create. He is also born. How does Brahmaji know what to do? We see in Srimad Bhagavatam, when he's born, he doesn't understand who am I, where am I, what is my origin. He's looking around in 4 directions, right? So he got 4 heads, like that we read. So for Brahmaji, this knowledge of how to create is given by the Supreme Lord in the form of the Vedas. When Brahmaji performed tapasya, being pleased by that tapasya, the Lord revealed himself to Brahmaji and told him to meditate again, perform tapasya for another 100 years, after which he would get the knowledge that is needed to create. That knowledge is nothing but Vedic knowledge. That Vedic knowledge entered into the heart of Brahmaji from the Lord, Supreme Lord. So here what is said is, Lord Gauranga, who is the source of all words. He is the Guru. Guru means who? Guru is one who is teaching, who is giving us knowledge. That is Guru. So Lord Gaura is the Guru of all the words. He is the Guru of all the words, whatever knowledge there is. Where is that knowledge coming from? It's coming from the Vedas. What are the Vedas? The Vedas are the Lord's potency. And even Mahavishnu, from whom the Vedas enter into this material world, Mahavishnu is an expansion of the expansion of the Supreme Lord. He is not the immediate expansion. First, Krishna's immediate expansion is Lord Balaram. Then you have first Chaturvyuha, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Then that Sankarshan expands into Lord Narayan. Then Lord Narayan expands into another set of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Then the second set of Sankarshan is expanding into Mahasankarshan. Then this Mahasankarshan is now expanding into Karanodakshaya Vishnu or Mahavishnu. Who is Gauranga Mahaprabhu? Gauranga Mahaprabhu is original Krishna. So he is the Guru of all the words. Yet now he's learning how to study. That is the point. His father gives him a writing chalk and begins his education. And day by day, Lord Gaura, who is the Guru of all the words, pursued his studies. He's learning. Each day he's learning. Although everything, all knowledge is coming from him, his pastime is now he's learning as a student. And seeing this, Sachimata and Jagannath Miçra forgot themselves in bliss. When they see Nimai studying very nicely, they forget themselves in bliss. Çacé and Jagannatha Miçra decided, now his days of only playing are gone. When you're little kids, you simply play. You're not, you don't have so much homework, and you're not expected to study for so many hours and memorize tables and memorize verses. It's not expected when you're little children, like small children. They are, for them, even if they learn something, they learn while playing, some counting or whatever. Even if they learn, all that is done within their play. So basically they're simply playing all day long. But now Sachimata and Jagannath Miçra, they have decided that simply playing, his days of simply playing are over. Now he has to study. So now his days of only playing are gone. Like this, they decided. They decided to perform the Lord's hair cutting ceremony. So you see, all these ceremonies are called samskaras. Samskara. Samskaras are important. They are purificatory processes. There are different samskaras to be performed at different stages of life for a human being. Without samskara, if no samskaras are performed, then such a person is a Shudra. Janmana jayate Shudra, samskarat bhaved dvija. That means by birth, everyone is a Shudra. But by samskaras, he can become a Dvija. Dvija means twice born. So one of the samskaras we saw yesterday is Upanayana samskara. Upanayana samskara, by getting that, where you get Brahma Gayatri. And by chanting that, now you are given Dvijatvam. So then you are eligible to study Vedas after you get Upanayana samskara. That's why that samskara is called second birth. So so right from birth, even before birth actually, there is Garbhadan samskara to invite a qualified living entity into the womb, Garbhadan samskara. Then after that, after birth, there is Jata Karma samskara, where, the child's astrology is seen. His chart, astrological chart is prepared, and it is read out to all the family members to see what is his, what will be his future activities, what is his nature, like this. And based on that, he is actually trained. So whether you are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is not by birth. It is actually by your guna, by your quality. So one way of knowing what is your quality is through Jyotish Shastra. Jyotish Shastra means astrological science. By the time of your birth, exact time of your birth, your nature can be calculated and your future can be predicted. What is your nature and what will be your future activities? Now, based on that, now Guru will train you in a particular field, either as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra. You're sent to Gurukul, and there the Guru trains you. And after giving that training, then he is made to live his life according to that training only. Now he cannot change. If he is trained as a Brahmana, he cannot say, oh, I want to do now Kshatriya's activities. That's not allowed. But by doing his particular duty, he can transcend the modes. He can transcend the modes. And once you transcend, then you are neither Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. How can you transcend the modes? So that's a long thing. But by following Dharma, either you can follow Bhakti path or Jnana path. So in Jnana path, you have to do Nishkama Karma Yoga. Nishkama Karma Yoga means you do your duty as you are trained. And by doing that duty, without expecting the result of that work, So if you're doing brahmanas duties, you're not doing the duty because now I'll get good dakshina. With that, now I will cook nice food in ghee and I will enjoy. No. With that type of work, you don't transcend the material modes. But you do your duty as a brahmana without any expectation of result and not giving up your duty even in the face of difficulty, pain or pleasure, you stick to your duty. What happens by doing this is you come into the mode of goodness. And in the mode of goodness, you realize I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. This is how you transcend by performing your duties according to your nature. So therefore, it is important to identify your nature. How is your nature identified? There are at different stages it is done, but it starts from the very beginning. At the time of birth, there is this samskara, jata karma samskara. So I was telling you about samskaras. Samskara, because now it is said hair cutting samskara is going to be performed for Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So like this, there are different samskaras. 16 samskaras are there. From birth up to finally, even after a person gives up the body, there is one samskara there. Shraddha is performed, Shraddha samskara, like this. Why? When you perform samskaras, the conditioning, right? The living entity becomes purified of his conditioning. So by that, he can progress in his spiritual life. Simply enjoying material world is not the goal of life. Getting better facilities and enjoying in this world, that's not the purpose of samskaras. Samskaras are performed to purify the living entity of his conditionings. So at various stages, different samskaras are performed. So here we are seeing that Jagannath Miçra has decided to perform the hair cutting ceremony of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So he assembled all the family members. They decided on an auspicious day and they decided an auspicious moment for hair cutting ceremony. Hair cutting ceremony means the hair is shaved. In house after house in Nadéya, everyone was filled with bliss. At the ceremony, the brahmanas and saintly persons were duly worshipped. So what happens whenever there is a, a samskara being performed, there is yagya, and then brahmanas are invited, they are fed nicely, and then they're given gifts, like their cows are donated and they're given some dakshina like that. So that samskara is successfully performed and this living entity is receives the blessings like that. So in house after house in Nadéya, when they heard that Nimai's haircutting ceremony is going to be performed, there was bliss in every house. Everyone was filled with bliss. And at the ceremony, brahmanas and saintly persons, sadhus, were worshipped duly. The brahmanas recited Vedas and singers sang songs. So there are, Vandis, Magadas, Sutas. They are like bards, poets and bards. They are professionals by profession, generation after generation. They come and they know the history of the family. So they will talk about all the wonderful, glorious activities performed by the previous ancestors. So there are different groups. Vandis, Magadas, Sutas. There are 3 different groups. One group sings stories from the Puranas, from the scriptures. One group sings about the family lineage, what your father did, what your grandfather did, what your great grandfather did. You are from such a glorious lineage, like that. And there's one more, I think he talks about that particular person's glories, all the wonderful activities that you have done, like this. And then in exchange, in return, they are given gifts. So whenever there are any samskaras, whether there's a wedding or like this hair cutting samskara, any samskara, they also come and they sing and then they get gifts. And brahmanas, they recite the Vedic mantras and yagya will be there. So like this in Nimai's hair cutting ceremony also, brahmanas recited Vedas, the singers sang songs and yagya was rightly done. And the ladies chanted Jai Jai. And in Bengal, they do Uludhvani. So like that. Everybody was celebrating and everyone was, there was, you can imagine, like there's singing, there's mantras, there's yagya, and the ladies are, making sounds. They gave gifts of fragrance, right? Fragrances, like scented oils, sandal and betel nuts to the guests. So the guests are given all these gifts: sandalwood pulp, then betel nuts and fragrances. Many kinds of musical instruments were sounded. If you have attended any weddings, traditional weddings in India, in the villages, I've seen in South India, even before the actual wedding starts, for days together, there is constantly music being played in the courtyard of the house. When I say music, like mridangas and all different types of instruments, they are also professionals. They go whenever, just like the singers I said, these musicians also, they just go whenever there is some samskara in someone's home. They have a whole band, they go and sit and they just play for hours together like this. So there were many kinds of musical instruments being sounded in the home of Nimai, and the bliss everyone felt was like an ocean that had no shore. There was such an atmosphere, such a vibration that was created there, and everyone was feeling so blissful in that atmosphere. How much bliss? It was like an ocean that had no shore. Unlimited bliss everybody was experiencing in that ceremony. And conch shells were being blown. Dundubi drums. Yesterday we were reading Dundubi, right? The demigods. So like that, Dundubi drums were being played. Different drums are also, you have different types of drums that make different sounds. So Dundubi drums, then Behri drums, then flutes, different types of flutes, Kahala flutes, Mridangas, Patahas. I don't even know some of these instruments, but Patahas, Kamsias, Karatals, Shehnais, Shehnai, Shehnai, like, what do you call it? Lute? Flute. Shehnai is called what? Kind of a flute, but not exactly flute. Yeah, maybe lutes it's called. So Shehnais were all sounded, and the music was very sweet. Sounds, and along with this, sounds of Hari, Hari, Hari reverberated in the sky in the four directions. Along with the music, there were sounds of the Supreme Lord's names reverberated in the four directions in the sky. I don't know, the demigods must be chanting Hari, Hari, or devotees. Hari, 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 like that. In this way, Lord Gaura's, so this hair cutting ceremony is called Chuda Karana. Chuda Karana, hair cutting ceremony. And parallelly together, the hair cutting ceremony and ear piercing ceremony, both are done at the same time. So Lord Gauranga's Chudakarana and Karnabeda. Karnabeda means piercing the earlobes for earrings. Ceremonies were performed. So what did we see? We saw Mahaprabhu's Vidyarambha ceremony, then hair cutting ceremony and ear piercing ceremony were performed. Everyone, so he's still now like 6 years old, maybe, right? Like he completed 5 and started his 6th year. So, and all these 3 ceremonies were performed. Everyone in Nadéya's villages became filled with bliss. Gazing at Lord Viçvambhara's face, they forgot themselves. In the marketplaces, pathways, river ghats, and wherever they went, 2 by 2, the people gathered and described Lord Gaurachandra's glories. So they were so ecstatic with this whole ceremony that people would simply talk about this wherever they were, whether they were in the ghat, whether they were in the marketplace, wherever they were. 2 people would come together. Do you know? Oh, how wonderful that ceremony was. Nimai said like that. They're just talking together everywhere. In all villages of Nadéya is a district. So there are many villages in the district of Nadéya. In all the villages of Nadéya, everyone was filled with bliss and they were gazing at the beautiful face of Viçvambhara, and by seeing his face, they forgot themselves. And in ghats, on the roads, in the marketplaces, you would see 2 people coming together and talking about the glories of Lord Gauranga. So we will stop here today. It's a big song. We won't be able to read the whole song in one session. I will stop here and continue tomorrow. Sri Caitanya Mangal ki Jai. Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki Jai. And tomorrow is Gaur Purnima, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day. So I wish you all a wonderful Gaur Purnima 2026 festival. But I am hoping to read tomorrow also. Not sure. Let's see. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.